Day 2 of the USA Pro Challenge resuming from Montrose, about an hour and a half away from Telluride, where the first stage had finished. It was bound now for Mount Crested Butte, a ride of 99 miles or 153 kilometres. 117 riders are setting off, and the race leader was Tyler Farrer of Garmin Sharp.
Yes, that was his victory after the previous day, but attacks came thick and fast as soon as the neutralised flag was broken in. Everybody wanted to get into the early morning breakaway.
They hadn't left the outskirts of Montrose before the field was splitting up in very strong crosswinds. Clearly lessons not learned from the previous day when the attack also went from the gun. But this was quite a serious move. 12 riders getting themselves together, including 2 strong Colombian riders. And again, the rider from Italy, Vincenzo Nibali, in another move.
Yes, but also very clever, Phil, because Team Garmin Sharp once again put 2 riders into that move. When we came to the first climb of the day at Cerro Summit, it was Jorge Castiblanco getting himself maximum points.
So 17 miles covered, and once over the top of the climb, Castiblanco waited for the rest to catch up, so the 12 are back together again. Then they moved further along the road to the 31-mile point, and Castiblanco was in the mix again, breaking away from Matt Cook and going over the top in solitary splendour.
Came down to the next sprint point of the day. That was in the historical town of Gunnison. 67 miles, 107 kilometres covered. Dave Zabriskie led everybody up to the line on this occasion. There was no real sprint, but a little bit further up the road, there was a very nasty tumble.
Yes, 3 or 4 riders getting caught out in the crosswinds, a touch of wheels, and they're left sitting in the road. And although at first it looked quite a serious fall for these riders, it wasn't to prove the case, as the riders would all remount and race back to the field.
In fact, Ben King there, Phil, riding himself back into the main field, the main peloton, before we got down to the finish. When we came to the next sprint point in the town of Crested Butte, it was again the Dave Zabriskie who went through there in first place.
So the attack carrying on, and then came the finishing climb itself, and the attack from Jorge Castiblanco was expected. The field were closing in to less than 40 seconds behind, and now they were splitting up. Castiblanco had been caught by Matthias Frank of Team BMC, and he left the Colombian. And within sight of the kilometre sign, he was still clear, with a massive crowd cheering him up the climb. But the main peloton was also attacking, and one by one they were moving through to the leaders.
Yes, the first man to catch him, Ivan Rovny in the white jersey there, thought that he was going to get himself a nice victory for Team Rus Velo, but that was all about to change inside of the last 500 metres, because the front end of the main field were coming forward very, very quickly. Now watch this, the rider in the red jersey there, well, that is TJ Van Garderen, the American.
And sitting right in his slipstream, the man who'd finished 5th up here last year, and that was Christian van der Velde. Nobody had any more legs left. This was a strong move by TJ Van Garderen, and with no time lost on stage 1, the winner of this stage from these 2 would also inherit the next leader's yellow jersey. Now, we would have expected Christian van der Velde to win here, Paul.
Well, he made the move. He came up alongside the 24-year-old American TJ Van Garderen, but Van Garderen put the bit between his teeth, as you would in horse racing, and charged up to the line to get himself a very emphatic victory. His first stage victory of this season.
Yes, and only 600 yards earlier, it looked like it would have been his teammate Matthias Frank. But in the end, TJ Van Garderen getting the victory. And although it appeared there was a time gap, the judges gave 2 riders the same time. So they inherited the top 2 positions overall, as they face up now to the 3rd day of racing, when the riders go from Gunnison to Aspen, and they climb the massive passes of Cottonwood and Independence. So all congratulations to TJ Van Garderen, who now leads this race the same time as Christian van der Velde. Ivan Rodney of the Rus Velo team from Russia is 3rd. Levi Leipheimer, who crossed the line in 4th place, is in 4th place overall. Further down, Chris Horner has moved up from 9th into 8th, looking for 12 seconds, the same time as Brakiewicz. But there it is, TJ Van Garderen, who finished 5th in the Tour de France and won the white jersey, has now got his first win of the season here in Mount Crested Butte, and his reward is the Exergy yellow jersey as leader of the Pro Cycle Challenge. And there was a huge crowd to witness the arrival of this race once again in Mount Crested Butte. But tomorrow, that'll be another day in the high mountains.